everyone, and welcome back to Empkin Gardening. Today we are going to be planting some of our vegetables, some being the operative word. We are going to show you some of the things that we used to create this wonderful bed back here, starting with the actual bed itself. So this is a Vego garden, I think I'm saying it right, Vego garden, a modular metal raised garden bed. We did get this on Amazon. We'll drop the link below in the description. This is fantastic. So this, you can actually create 9 different designs, and here are some of them. So these are some of the designs that you can create, and we actually explored some of the different options that we would maybe want to try out in our garden space. But this just makes it so versatile for any size garden, whether it's a big space or a small space. You just have all of these different options that would fit perfectly. And I don't know if you've noticed this about us, but we really like versatility and not being pinpointed into one thing, being able to pick and choose our own designs of stuff. Again, we'll drop the link down below. This is the Vego Garden Modular Metal Raised Bed. I will say it was really nicely packaged when it came. All of the nuts and bolts were all there. It did take 2 of us to put it together, but once we got in the rhythm of it, it went really fast. First thing, Ryan mowed this area, and then he took a hoe and kind of took out all of the grass that was in this space. And then we started playing around with the design of the garden bed, what dimensions we wanted. So we ended up going with the 8-foot by 2-foot just to really nicely fit against the fence right here. We put it together, put all the panels together. We figured out, and we'll give you this like tip, we figured out that if you put all the panels together and then do the first 2 bolts and then go in and do the bottom bolt all the way around, so the first 2 bolts all the way around, the bottom bolt all the way around to align all of the holes. It was super easy. Leave it. Leave it. No.
So side note, after looking closer at the directions, you should put the side panels all together first and then attach them to the ends, because it ends up being a little bit easier.
Ooh, okay.
So read your directions, folks.
Read the directions. They are helpful. But even still, like, we made it work and it was easy. It also comes with this awesome grip liner so that you're not touching the they're really not that sharp, but it could be a little dangerous, you know, if you have kids or if you're just haphazardly rubbing your arm against the edge of the metal.
There's some edges where all the panels meet together that aren't finished and they're pretty sharp. So
this was helpful having it.
Yeah, it's comforting knowing that you're not going to catch yourself while you're gardening.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we figured out the design, Ryan put down cardboard, and there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. There's a lot of different methods. You can do cardboard and then like leaf mulch and like different layers. You can do it that way. We ended up just doing the layer of cardboard to suppress this first round of weeds. The cardboard will eventually decompose into the soil. Ryan's going to come in with a box cutter and kind of trim it so it looks nice, and we'll edge it out and make it pretty on the outside. If you haven't noticed, we're trying to beat a thunderstorm right now. It's coming. Okay, so we put the cardboard down, and then he put about halfway up with our old soil, and you amended it with the Biotone starter fertilizer.
Yep.
And then new soil. Compost.
Yeah, probably about a third of that is the compost that we've been working on. Mm-hmm. And then
new soil.
Yeah, fresh. I think it was about 9 to 10 cubic feet of soil.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So having that old soil kind of saved up is super helpful in all of these projects, like, because that took half of this area of just the soil that we've used before, and you amend it, give it a little more oomph, and then whoop, honeybee. The rest with the compost and the potting mix. Okay, so we're going to take a closer look on what we're planning on putting in this bed before we plant. Okay, so right on the end over here, we have this little wooden trellis that we're going to use for our snap peas. We did not get around to starting them from seed this year, so these are just transplants from Coward, and as you can see, they need to be out of their pots. They got hit with a lot of sun, and the bottoms are not looking so great, so we're going to make sure that they're all trellised up, get them a good nice start. They're gonna love the compost that's in here, so hopefully that helps. They are blooming though, so we will get some snap peas, which is awesome. And for light with this bed, about here over gets less sunlight. I would still say that it's part sun, but not as much as this side, which gets the full sun. So that's going to be nice for them in that regard, because they're not going to get the really strong afternoon heat that we get. And right in front, we have some options that we're going to do depending on how we can fit it in. We have some bell peppers. We might do an experiment and do one of these red bell peppers and one of these green bell peppers here in front. And then the other ones are going in a different project that we're going to do later. So we might test it out, see how they do. We've had peppers in this area before. We had jalapenos kind of in this space, and we did get jalapenos from them. So since we have 8 plants, we're gonna test it out. We're gonna pop 2 here and see how they go. We're also going to use Johnny seeds. These are the Sugar Snacks carrots. Woohoo! So you all know that we love Johnny seeds. Just phenomenal products. So we're going to be using our Johnny seeds for our carrots, and hopefully, depending on space, doing a succession crop. So we'll plant 1 row this week, and then we'll wait a couple weeks and plant a following row in front of it, so we kind of get a succession going. Then moving over, we're going to split the rest of the bed between our yellow squash and our zucchinis. Again, these guys need to get out of their nursery cans, but you can see that they're already starting to form little fruit. These probably won't last. We need the buds to open and them to get fertilized, or pollinated. So we'll see. But we're gonna put 3 of them in here and 3 zucchinis, and then if there's space, we're gonna add flowers, because why not?
Ryan bought too many.
Ryan bought so many flowers. I told you, he's my flower guy. Okay, so we'll pop in our Super Bina Stormburst. These are part sun to full sun, so they should be happy here. They're the mounding habit, so they're probably not going to touch the ground, which is going to be great. They'll just kind of spill over. And then we have the whiteout. Oh my gosh. Super Bina whiteout. Same thing. We love them. So we'll just pop them in if we can find space, which I think we will. So a little information with the peppers. They do prefer full sun, so we'll see. This will be an experiment. They grow 2 by 2 in like their full maturity, both the red bell and the green bell. The tag on the zucchini and the squash say 2 by 2. I would say
3 by 3.
3 by 3. They get really big, really big. So again, they might not be. We had them kind of in this area last season, which gets a little bit more light, but not too much. So we'll see how big they grow. All right, so when we plant, we are going to dig our wells, put our biotone starter fertilizer in, put them in, cover them up, kiss them goodbye, and then water them in when we're done. We're excited. We're excited about having all this veg back here and being very productive in the summertime. As you probably have seen, we decided to not plant the peppers in this area. We just don't think that it's going to be enough sunlight for them in order to produce to their best potential. So we're going to save all of them for the next project that we're going to be doing. I wanted to mention a couple things. These, let's see if I can find a good one. Some of these leaves that you see, this one is perfect, are the sprout leaves when the seed first germinates and those sprouts go up. Those are not the plant's true leaves. These more frilled leaves are the plant's true leaves. You can either cut these leaves back or they will die off like it's doing right now on their own. Just wanted to let you know in case you get a little worried about oh my gosh, I have some yellow leaves. It's okay if they're sprout leaves, it'll be okay. The other thing I wanted to mention was just some spacing that we did. So some of the spacing that we did, we've talked about this before. When it says like 1 square foot, plant these with 1 square foot. That is on center. So let's take this one. Square foot. 6 inches on this side, 6 inches on that side, 6 inches on that side, 6 inches on that side. This is a square foot. Additionally, this is a square foot. So even though these plants seem close to each other, when you do that compact planting with the plant at center, right, square foot, 6 on each side, 6 inches on each side, they have enough space. We'll just watch these guys for some diseases, make sure they're not too close, and that we're watering from at the base and not over top, because that will just attract that powdery mildew to the plants. So as long as we're watering underneath the plant, it'll be okay. Yes, this is opposed to the idea that a square foot, you have to have a foot on either side before you place the next plant. Would that give the plant more space to breathe and grow? Yeah, it probably would. Is that how we're gonna plant? No. We're gonna compact plant them. Square foot, plants at center. That's how we do it. Okay. And you probably did see that we wrapped our snap peas up with our RapiClips. So we'll just link this down in the description box below. We use RapiClip. This is the soft wire. There is a heavy duty wire, but we didn't need it for this project. We just used our Felcos and cut about 5-6 inches and just lightly wrapped it around so the plant has plenty of space to like move and grow. But it just stabilizes it and helps guide it to where you kind of want it to start growing. It kind of just helps it a little. Plus, you know, with the thunderstorm and the wind, it'll help out a lot. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. We're really excited about getting some fresh veggies growing. We also have another big veggie project coming up that we're excited to show you. So if this was inspiring, if you wanted to check out our Vego modular metal raised garden bed, the description's below. Those RapiClip soft wires are below. So if you enjoyed this video, you can comment down below if you have any questions, subscribe to our channel, and we would love to have you watch the next one with the other veggies that we have. All right, bye.
Lexi, it's gonna be okay. Those yellow leaves are just...
It'll be okay. Yeah. Gardening is so rough. Yeah.